Today I'm gonna build the high ground scene from Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you know, recently I bought set 75334 Obi-Wan Kenobi vs Darth Vader, and using those minifigures I recreated the final battle between the two in the last episode of the Kenobi TV series. So now I decided to take a step back and create instead a whole battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan. So here guys is the minifigure I came up with. I'm gonna start very quickly with this and then jump right into the build. I don't have any of the episode 3 minifigure, so what I did, I used the one that I found in this new set. I kept the Darth Vader body because this front part actually in the vignette is not gonna be seen much. It's gonna be mostly the back, so I think from this perspective it might look like the Anakin back in the days. I used a hairpiece, I think, from Harry Potter. The face is the same, but actually, as you can see here already, he has some of the burn, some of the scar of Darth Vader, that in the scene that I'm gonna recreate now, actually, he shouldn't have these scars yet. For Obi-Wan, I kept the same head and the same hairpiece, but the color of the torso was too dark. I don't have anything in tan, so I use actually the torso of Rey. I put some tan arms and some dark tan legs. So this is the minifigure that I managed to do with the parts that I have available, and we will make it work. But the vignette is coming out pretty nicely. I'm gonna show you now how it's done. It's a very simple build, but I think very effective. So this is the base I created. It's not very big. I think it's a 20 by 12, something like that. I have a base, I have an edge in black with some tiles, and then inside here we're gonna build the scene. The first thing I built was all the lava that we're gonna have here. As you know, in the scene we are in Mustafar. So what I did is stack a lot of plates. We have many different shades that goes from dark red, orange to the yellow, and I have even this recent very bright one. I don't know how it's called, but it's a very bright yellow. This is just gonna slide in and sit on top of these plates. I was exploring also with other way to do the lava. So for example, I was thinking about using bricks, but it doesn't look very good. And actually look pretty okay using these trans clear parts, but I don't have nearly enough of these to create this scene. But of course it would look good to use something like this and then light it up from the bottom. So I went with this choice and I'm very happy about that. Over here I continue with this pattern and I create another structure that is gonna slide in here. And now we have the whole lava completed, very simple, very straightforward. We just need to make sure that we go slowly from one color to the other and so on. Before we add this, as I always do in this kind of vignette with the edge, I wanna have some spillover of the lava over here. So here I create a little structure. It's gonna attach there to the studs, and then I can put this back on. So now we have some spillover of lava over here. I try to follow more or less the colors, and the same thing I did on the other side. So here we are gonna attach another couple of slopes and plates, and another little detail there at the back with some additional black terrain. So I think the lava works fairly well already. Now we need to build this back part. So this is gonna be the high ground. So this is what I did. So I started by creating a low terrain on the side with many different kind of slopes and plates and wedge plates, and I also added a little bit of corner tiles to have some spillover of lava on top of the terrain. This is gonna connect over here to these studs, and now we can already see the scene coming together nicely. Let's make sure that everything is nice and solid. Very good. Okay, now you can already see the scene getting together, and now here I need to go even higher. So I'm gonna put some bricks in there, and then on top I build again with a lot of black plates of many different shapes and a few bigger slopes on top. I created this high ground. So this is just gonna slide in there, sit on the tiles, and now the scene is already mostly completed. So as you can see, it's a pretty straightforward build. Before we add some more details, let's start to add the characters. Let's start first with Obi-Wan, that is gonna be more or less on top here. Sorry about that. And I want to add a little bit of details over here, so I created some additional rock pieces that I can connect to that open studs on the modified brick, so we can have a little bit of extra detail. And now I need to create the place where Anakin is actually standing. So he's on a sort of floating plate, floating board on the lava. So what I wanted to use is these pieces that I don't know exactly what they're called. They're like a sort of opening, a sort of edge kind of thing. So with two of these, I think it looks fairly interesting, and there is a good contrast with the dark gray and the lava. But on the back side, I don't actually have a proper clutch space. So I basically use one of these 2x3 plate, one bracket with a little bit of extra detail on top. This is not gonna keep it together very nicely. It's very, very loose, but once we put this on the ground, then it works fairly well. So it looks like it's floating, it's a little bit higher than the surface of the lava, and it looks a bit like the one that we actually see in the movie. And on top of that, I'm just gonna put Anakin looking over to Obi-Wan. So I think this works fairly well. Now, I'm gonna connect the two parts over here with another slope, so we have a more finished look, and then I wanna add some more details. I wanna add some sort of details like bubble kind of thing coming off the lava. I was experimenting by using different like power blast thingy, but none of these really work. So what I decided to do is use some tiles, some rounded tile over here on the red on red to give a little bit of extra detail. I decided to add a few loose in black, so to have the idea of some sort of piece of land that are flowing through the lava. And I think maybe this is the only power blast that kind of work. And I'm gonna put it behind that corner there, fill up the little gap, and that I think kind of works in the scene. Then, for the purpose of taking the picture that you saw in the thumbnail, I also decided to add a little bit of broken up pieces and pieces of lava flowing outside of the edge. So these will make the scene a little bit more interesting when taking the picture. So guys, as I said, very simple build, but pretty effective. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you next time on a Brick Dreamer YouTube channel. If you like Star Wars and you want to see more builds, I recommend you to go and check out my Lego Endor mock. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao!